Wednesday, May 16th, 6 a.m. Mountain Time, 2018. Guys, in this video, I want to revisit something that we talked about back in January. We're getting closer to this very unique, and at least for me, it's a historic planetary arrangement, one that I've never seen before. The snapshot you're looking at of the solar system, this is our cosmic neighborhood I took just a few minutes ago, just prior to doing this video upload, and this is a look at the cosmic neighborhood and our neighbors. We're going to take a closer look at that same from that same map here in just a minute. But I talked about this in a video back in January of 2018, and I want to go into greater detail about what I'm seeing and what that means for us on Earth, if anything. But as a watchman, I've noticed one thing when I pay attention, and I do, to the planetary positions. I look for unique things to occur on Earth. And from time to time, when planets are in unique arrangements, sometimes unique things do occur on Earth. One thing a man years ago talked about, his name was Nikola Tesla. And he understood that each planet in the solar system has its own unique frequency. So, in a sense, these planets can kind of communicate with each other through frequencies, and typically they have 360 degrees up here, a large circle, around the sun that they can use to orbit the sun. Well, what's interesting about this summer is, and it's coming up here in about 7 weeks, 6 weeks, every planet in the solar system is going to be sharing one side of the sun, and I've never seen that before. And I'm seeing other things on Earth that are unique with regard to energy, animal behavior. We've been noticing very strange wildlife behavior. It's almost like they're sensing something. We've got baby squirrels walking up to people. We've got road runners walking into car rental businesses, hopped up on the counter as if he wanted to rent a car, and that's from right out here in Arizona. Another baby squirrel that crawled right up a gentleman's leg. Yet another baby squirrel crawled right up a man's leg that was outside working on his home. We've got this big moose staring in the back door of a family's home in New Hampshire. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And there's dozens, if not hundreds, of more examples that I've done in other videos, and we've actually created maps now trying to keep track of just the ones that we know of. And I know there's more that need to be updated. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've been a little distracted the last couple of days. My son is being treated unfairly at his school. He's only 10. He's a little boy. And what's going on with regard to him is quite unacceptable. And as a father that loves his son, that bothers me. So I'm, currently trying to, deal with that and make sure that, his emotions are good. There's a lot of peer pressure and bullying that goes on in schools these days. And, he's had to deal with that, and he's getting fine. He's doing okay with that. But, he's missed a few days of school because he hasn't felt good. He's had a rough year. And today was one of those days. In fact, he woke up at 2 o'clock this morning because he's had such bad allergies. And do you know that he will go to school? He's awake right now. He's up. But he's going to go to school very, very tired today. Do you know how many times he's done that this year? Went to school with hardly any sleep because he was up all night blowing his nose? And that wasn't taken into consideration by his principal. And she's kind of treating my son unfairly. So we're going to talk about that later. And just so you know, I know you guys have expressed, some concern about, hey, where you been the last couple of days. And I've been consumed with that, to be honest with you. As a father that loves his son, I just can't sit back idly and let somebody have totally no regard for his emotional well-being. So that's where I'm at. But let's talk about the planets. We're going to put that to the side for a while. And I want to share with you some things that I think are associated with what's coming this summer with regard to the planets. Right now we're seeing some unbelievable, things go on the Earth with regard to energy. Here's a record wave that was recorded in the southern hemisphere. Largest wave ever recorded down there, 78 feet. That happened within the last week. All of the action over in the Kilauea volcanoes, that's not necessarily anything new, but this situation that they're dealing with right now is it's quite unique, and unfortunately it's gone through the middle of a subdivision with regard to fissures and lava flows, and now there's a big ash plume that has erupted from the summit of Kilauea. So a lot of volcanic activity around the globe, not only there, but in Japan. A couple of days ago, a 25,000 foot plume erupted from a volcano there. We're seeing some activity at other volcanic locations around the world that are similar to Hawaii. They're volcanic islands. And this place here is normally very, very quiet. It's Mayotte. It's the oldest volcanic island chain on Earth. And this is in between Madagascar and southeastern Africa. They just had a 5.9 earthquake there the other day. In fact, they've had two moderate earthquakes, a 5.9 and I think a 5.2 in this area here. So there's some sort of activity stirring here. There's also activity up around the Canary Islands, actually right in the Canary Islands. This is the seismograph from the Canaries. The signature you see right here is more than likely some sort of a small earthquake. But these are constants. These aren't variables. Variables will show up as bursts of energy on the seismograph that are typically a sign of earthquakes. This is a constant. So this tells us that this is more than likely magma intrusion somewhere on the island that's being discovered by the seismograph. So activity around volcanic islands seems to be picking up. We're seeing very strange wildlife behavior all over the Earth. We're seeing very strange weather patterns all over the Earth, with pretty much every country in the world seeing record weather of some capacity, whether it be rainfall, whether it be snow, whether it be temperatures, large hail, large waves like was recorded south of New Zealand. It's not isolated to just one area, and it's been going on for a while, and it seems to be intensifying. So record weather, strange wildlife behavior, very unusual sky phenomenon pictures coming in. You guys have sent in some pretty incredible pictures here lately, and I get them all at the Sky Phenomenon Photo Gallery. Picture here on the left is some sort of bizarre pattern in the sky, and that's unedited. And that's from the UK. Picture on the right is of a storm system, some sort of a unique cloud over the state of Ohio. And that was sent in just a day or two ago. And the examples, as you can see on here, are many, many, many. There's dozens of examples of unique sky phenomenon. And I'm just wondering, and I'm going to go to the app right now, if it's not related to, and here's another example of something. There was a quick, and it didn't last very long, but it was a very quick, took place in about 20 minutes. There were 4 earthquakes in Southern California, and this is about 25 miles south of the southern tip of the San Andreas Fault. One initially was a 5.7, you see right there. It was downgraded to a 3.3, which is kind of unusual. It doesn't happen that often. If one gets downgraded, it's maybe downgraded by, no more than 1, maybe a few tenths, but got downgraded by almost half, which was kind of unusual. But there was not another earthquake there that day. There were 4 in 20 minutes, and that was in Southern California, and then it stopped. So we're seeing things like that, and I'm just wondering if it has anything to do with what I'm about to show you. And like I said, we talked about this back in January. We saw this unique planetary arrangement, which I'm going to show you now. The name of this app is called Cosmographia. And we're going to move forward in time. Here we go. I'm going to take you into so you can see Venus, because Mercury, Earth, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, even Pluto, right now, every planet is over here on the right. The Lone Ranger is Venus over on the left-hand side of the sun. Now watch what happens when we move forward in time to the summer. Fast forward it. I'm going to try to stop it right there. July 9th is when it begins. July 9th, Venus crosses this imaginary line that splits down the middle of the sun. Okay, you've got Uranus at the top. Now you've got Venus and Mercury both on the right-hand side of the sun. Let's back out. Jupiter's over here. Earth is over here. Mars is over here. Neptune's over here. Saturn's over here. Even Pluto's over here. And many of the dwarf planets are all sharing the same side of the sun. All planets are over here, nothing to the left. And we understand the importance of balance, correct? Balance is good. Balance is good with anything in life. Doesn't matter what it is. And it starts in the heavens, in the cosmos. So when the planets have 360 degrees to share, and they're all now sharing 180 degrees, and what have we learned about planets? Planets all have a unique frequency. We learned that from a man by the name of Nikola Tesla. And those frequencies, believe it or not, these planets do feel each other with regard to frequencies. Earth has a unique frequency, opposed to Venus, opposed to Mercury, Uranus, Neptune. They all do. So they do feel each other. It's called the harmonics of the spheres. And that's something that Nikola Tesla studied. But as you can see in this video, watch. Let me slow it down just a little. This arrangement's going to stay like this through the summer. You're looking at August 21st, and every planet is still on the far right-hand side of the sun, if you were looking down on the solar system from above. Okay? And it doesn't change until Mercury, right there, breaks that imaginary line in the 3rd week of August. So from the 1st week of July to the 3rd week of August, every planet in the solar system will be on the right-hand side of the sun, sharing 180 degrees instead of 360, creating an imbalance. So could that imbalance be creating an unusual imbalance on Earth that the little creatures of Earth are already feeling? And they're trying to tell us. And maybe they're trying to tell us something in ways that, we've never seen. Have you ever seen a roadrunner hop up on the counter of a business, basically acting like he's waiting on somebody to come and help him? Never seen anything like that in my life. And we continue on a daily basis to see things that we've never seen. And we're almost to that position, or that moment in time where we're going to see something that's very unique with respect to the planetary neighborhood. A very unique, hardly ever before seen planetary arrangement. So are the wildlife creatures of Earth reflecting this energy? Is the energy of Earth in the form of volcanic eruptions, unusual signatures being discovered in the Canary Islands and other places around the world? We just saw a strange wave of energy that was Secure Team 10 even featured that video of a strange energy wave that went through the United States from east to west, traveled through the country in 19 minutes. And it was detected on every seismograph across the country. So it's just an observation, guys. It's something that I've looked at and always paid attention to for years. I have noticed at times when planets are in unique arrangements, there are unique things that occur on Earth. And this is a very unique arrangement, one that I've actually never seen. It's quite rare that all of the planets would be on one side of the sun. It's quite rare. So we may continue to see rare things. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a super day and be safe out there.